The Pearl of the Poisoned River Part 3. The pearl pulsed in Queen Catherine's hand, its blue light growing stronger with each second. The low thumping beneath the floor became louder. Boom, 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 like a giant heart waking up after a long sleep. The cracks in the marble spread quickly, crawling across the ground like spider webs. The guests began to panic. Some screamed. Others rushed toward the doors, pushing and stumbling over each other. But the doors would not open. It was as if the palace itself had decided to keep them all inside. "Make it stop," Queen Catherine shouted, her voice shaking for the first time. "Guards, do something." Her guards stepped forward, swords drawn, but their hands trembled. The ground beneath them suddenly split open with a loud crack. From the darkness below, something began to rise. At first, it looked like thick mud. Then it moved. It twisted and stretched, forming a massive, serpent-like creature made of filth, shadow, and poison water. Its body dripped sludge. Its eyes glowed a dull, sickly yellow. When it opened its mouth, a deep, horrible sound echoed through the hall. The guests screamed louder. Some fainted. Others fell to their knees, crying for help. Queen Catherine stepped back, dropping the pearl. It rolled across the floor, still glowing. What is that?" she whispered. Marina's voice was calm, but firm. "It is what you created." The creature let out a roar and lunged forward, smashing pillars and sending pieces of stone crashing to the ground. The guards rushed in, slashing at it with their swords. But their weapons passed through its muddy body as if it were smoke. One by one, they fell back in fear. The creature turned toward the queen. Catherine tried to run, but her legs felt weak. She slipped and fell onto the cracked floor, her crown tumbling from her head. For the first time, she looked small and afraid. "Help me," she cried out. Marina stepped forward. Her glowing gown shimmered brighter, like light reflecting on water. Though her feet still hurt with every step, she walked with strength and purpose. She did not carry a weapon. Instead, she lifted her head and began to sing. Her voice filled the broken hall, soft at first, then rising, clear and powerful. It was not a song of anger, but of calling to the water, calling to what was pure and untouched. "Come back," she whispered through her song. "Come back to what you were." For a moment, nothing happened. Then a drop of water fell from the ceiling. Another followed, and another. Suddenly, a rush of water burst through the walls, through hidden pipes, through cracks in the ground. Clear, shining water flooded into the hall, swirling around Marina's feet. The creature hissed and pulled back, its muddy body shaking. The water rose higher. It moved like it was alive, like it was listening. It rushed toward the shadow creature, crashing into it again and again. With each wave, the creature grew weaker. Its dark body began to break apart, pieces of it washing away like dirt in a storm. The creature gave one final, terrible roar, then dissolved completely, washed away by the clean, rushing water. The flood did not stop there. It swept across the palace, knocking over the queen's golden throne, tearing down silk curtains, and washing away years of greed and pride. Queen Catherine screamed as the water lifted her off the ground, spinning her through the ruined hall. Her jewels slipped from her body. Her fine clothes were soaked and torn away by the force of the current. "Please, stop," she cried, but the water did not listen to her. It only listened to Marina. At last, Marina lowered her voice. Her song softened, then faded. Slowly, the water began to calm. It settled, then gently flowed out of the palace, back toward the river. Silence filled the hall. The guests were gone. The palace was broken. The air was cold and still. Queen Catherine lay on the muddy floor, soaked and shaking. She no longer looked like a powerful ruler. She looked like someone who had lost everything. Marina walked toward her. As she moved, her legs began to shimmer, scales slowly returning. Her time on land was ending. "You wanted to own the water," Marina said quietly. "Now you have felt its weight." Catherine looked up at her, tears mixing with the mud on her face. She had no words left. Outside the palace, something had changed. The river, once gray and poisoned, now flowed clear and bright under the early morning light. Birds returned to the sky. The air felt fresh again. Marina turned away from the queen and walked toward the river. With each step, her legs faded further into shimmering scales. By the time she reached the water's edge, she was once again a spirit of the deep. She looked back one last time, not at the palace, but at the land itself, at the people who would now have a chance to live freely. Then, as the first rays of sunlight touched the river, Marina slipped beneath the surface and disappeared. The water closed over her, calm and endless. And the river kingdom would never forget what had happened that night, the night the river rose. And the truth could no longer be ignored. Like, follow and share for more stories like this.